here's a scary thought for you. There are at least 12 million cases of lice each year. Is your head getting itchy? Anybody else? Usually happens to preschool and elementary school kids, but it can happen in adults sometimes too. There are some easy ways, believe it or not, to prevent this. And here to help is the lice expert, Risa Barash, the lice expert. Really? What the lice lady? What do I call you?
Oh, exactly? You can call me the Fairy Tales Lice Lady.
The Fairy Tales Lice Lady.
I've been called worse. It's okay.
You have a line of unique products here too that's based on natural ingredients and staying away from a lot of the harsh stuff that's out on the market.
Yes.
We'll get to that in a second. But first, the word that you have lice or that your kids have lice is not, it's not the happiest day in your life.
No.
Prevention is key, but you say number one on what to do to prevent this is to know fact from fiction.
Exactly.
Let's bust some myths. How big of a problem is lice in America today?
Well, the American Academy of Pediatrics says there's about 12 million cases a year.
That's a lot.
And those are the documented ones. Could you imagine how many moms out there aren't really telling how many they have?
I didn't want to tell anybody when it happened in our family, I'll tell you that much.
Exactly. So it's a huge problem. And the schools now report 85% have at least one outbreak per year.
85%?
85%. Yeah, we did a survey of school nurses.
Wow.
And that's a lot of kids. That really is a lot of kids.
Now it's interesting. We've already had questions from the crew. Somebody asked about red hair being a preventer. You said no. But there's this kind of weird social stigma attached to it. We think about, you know, maybe someone who's homeless, who doesn't have the best personal hygiene.
Just the opposite.
Really?
Lice like clean hair. If you think about it, it's easy for the louse to attach to a clean hair shaft. So if you have some product in it, or if you're not washing the child's hair every day, they really can't attach to the hair shaft as well.
So washing every day, for kids especially, maybe not the best.
It's not a great idea unless you're using a product that has some natural ingredients in it, like the rosemary and the citronella, which is in the Fairy Tales products. Then you can, use it more. You can shampoo more because the oils, they don't like the smell, so they stay away from it.
All right. What else can we do prevention-wise?
Well, basic kind of things. You don't want to share hats. You don't want to share helmets. If your little one is playing in Little League or sports, wipe down the helmet before you put another one on. Don't share combs or brushes, any hair ties. Tell your daughter absolutely not. Can't do that. Big problem that we see a lot is princess parties. They put on the costumes and the tiaras, and then they pass it off to the next one, and then they pass it off to the next one.
Right.
Yeah, and then it becomes a really big problem. So we tell moms, don't use don't let your kids do it. If you have to, wash them down. Get an alcohol wipe and wipe them down.
Okay.
Or bring your own.
So let me ask you this: I think we're sort of trained to not do anything about this until it happens. You find out someone in the house has got it. Now it's time to act. Is there stuff you can do ahead of time, preventive stuff?
Absolutely. Studies have shown that lice don't like rosemary, citronella, tea tree, and lavender. So Fairy Tales made a line of products that uses these ingredients. And all we did was make a great shampoo and a conditioner and a spray, and then we added these organic herbs. So the kids' hair is clean and fresh and lovely, and the bonus is the lice prevention. So we tell our moms, use that rosemary spray every single morning. And you want to spray the hot spots, which is behind the ears, the back of the neck, the top of the shoulders. Those are nice warm places, so that's where the lice like to go. Oh,
that's so yummy.
Yeah,
such a great
I know.
Thank
Good
you
morning.
For that. Yeah, wonderful. So that's preventive. I like that.
Absolutely.
Now let's go worst case scenario.
Yeah,
you get a call from the teacher or the school nurse or something. Hey, guess what? We got a little outbreak here.
Yes.
What's your recommendation?
Chardonnay.
I love that tip.
We tell our moms, pour yourself a glass of wine, put a movie on for your child, and nitpick away. Fairy Tales makes a product called Lice Goodbye, which is really the next generation of removal products. It uses enzymes. So there's no chemicals, there's no pesticides, there's nothing in it that is very harmful, and you can use it over and over and over again. So in case you're a little paranoid and you're not sure, maybe my other daughter has it, maybe I have it, maybe my son has it, you can use a product like a Lice Goodbye and not, feel guilty that you're putting pesticides on your child's hair. And you want to do a weekly head check with a knit comb. I know you saw the great metal comb that we have. I know. I'm sorry, Matt. I know.
Well, my wife is an RN. And she works with, obviously, a wide variation of patients. And at the hospital one day...
It happens. It happens, yes. Yep. Lice don't care who you are and where you live and what you do for a living. They just like a nice warm place to lay their eggs.
Well, it's nice to know that there's something we can do about it.
Yes,
both ahead of time and after it happens. Risa, thank you.
My pleasure,
awesome.
Matt. Thanks.
Former stand-up comic turned lice lady. Fairy Tale Lice Lady. No kidding. We posted a link to Risa's website, Fairy Tale Hair Care. Almost said Fairy Tale something else. It's Fairy Tale male hair care on greatdaystlouis.com. Good stuff.
Thanks, hon.
Kids heading back to school, got to think about it.
That's right.